Hello guys, this is 001. Today I'm going to introduce a new way of code learning which is called the VPL coding. So when we ask how to learn programming or how to get started with a new language, normally we will think about buying some textbook or just follow some online tutorial. Most of these methods can be very complex and because they have different concepts linked to each other, making things very difficult to understand the algorithm behind the code. As an ASU student here, I have been asking myself for a long time about how things can be simpler for freshman CSE beginner like I was, and the answer I found was the VPL coding. So the visual programming language in this case is just a type of language that let the coder describe their function in terms of using some images. Then this will let the programmer describe the function in terms that make much more sense to human. Right now, most of the VPO just simplify the backend of the code execution into some simple UI and making them some drawable node which can pass data to each other and do some image calculation. And also the interface of the VPL can be very simple, just three sub window: the basic activity nodes, node list, the main window, and also the data setting windows. So we ask why we use the VPL in education for ourselves. So this question is especially for students outside the computer science domain, because the main benefit of employing VPL is that it shifts the focus away from high level of syntactic detail to the computational thinking. Plus, it enhanced the self-efficacy for students. We also ask how people do in the VPL study and their opinion. And we found that the VPL teaching made the student outperform the normal student in terms of the basic computational concept. We also asked some students in ASU Era Fulton School, and here's what they thought. They always feel very connected to the code they were learning. They was able to reflect more deeply on the concept they learned and link themselves to other functions. So as for the market distribution, as you can see here, the biggest part here right now is the high-level machine learning and the simulation. But the education part only take like 80%. Most of VPL are designed by different college and university. This is a huge potential for us in the market. So what about our competitor or other VPL? How are they doing? Here we take the ASU VPL for the example. So ASU also has its own VPL, but the problem for this VPL and other VPL on the market is that they just focus too much on the programming out and the robotic services. Despite their success within the CSE, the VPLs like this always struggle in the environment outside the CSE domain. They were too high level, and especially for the student with no programming base. And most importantly, the VPL in this case, they only work on Windows platform. They only work on PC platform. Our advantages are much more than just being cross-platform, but we provide some advanced feature here, like the service-oriented programming, parallel computing, pi calculus expression, and also some machine learning. Most of the VPO today are restricted by the platform it works. Our product can instead work on most platforms, including Mac, Windows, and Linux, and also iPhone in the future, which is our key advantage. And also our product team our development team, the ASU Capstone project. Our sponsors are all the ASU, all from ASU. They are all ASU professor. The team consists of 5 ASU students, including me, and we make this business module very simple because we believe education should be simple, and we really want to offer our user a good experience with the education with VPL. And since we are the capstone project team in ASU, our project will be published in the end of spring 2021 semester. Our product is all free download for ASU staff and student, but the non-ASU people will need a $10 access to key to use. And also our first edition, The platform will only be Windows 10, Mac, and Linux. The second patch will include an iPhone platform. Thank you very much. Before we publish our survey, in advance, our official site will include all the documents, sample code, video lecture, slide, and other resources. For more information, please contact Dr. Chen Yinglong at ASU. Thank you very much.